amazing how smooth this bike is. It's gentle. It's easy. I did not expect that from the Ducati. I expected it to be a little bit more raw. But, oh, there we go. Hello, viewers. Thank you for joining me again. My name is Aleshin, and as we count down for Ride 4 to be released in October, we are running through the career mode in Ride 3. I recently discovered that this game has a lot of DLC content available. If we go down to My Bikes, we will see I have a few more bikes in the garage. It's really exciting. Of course, there's our Street Twin, but man, we have quite a set of diversity of bikes. I did not buy any of the paid DLCs. There's plenty of content available for free. Big fan of these this throwback bike and the RR. Very, very excited overall. I am also very excited because in the career mode, we are starting a new series where we will be using a new bike. That is right, we are going to move on from the Triumph and take on something a little bit different. I looked at the selection here. There's quite a few series that look just plain like a lot of fun. I am personally going to choose the legendary 250cc two-strokes. But I also noticed that if we only complete win one more race, we do unlock this special event. We'll probably have to save that for next episode, but it does involve a Ninja ZX-10R, the leader bike from Kawasaki. We are going to hop into the 250cc class. We will have to pick a bike. Let's take a look at what's available. We'll go to the dealership, and oh man, I would just die for that Aprilia. That is gorgeous. But we don't get that. It's apparently locked. I'm not really certain how to unlock it. I'm sure just racing a bunch. I do see a tag, meaning maybe it's a gift bike or a DLC. Oh well, let's see what's available to us. We have this Kawasaki and Suzuki. I do prefer handling and braking over just about all else, especially in the four-wheel car racing games. So this is what we're going to go with today. We purchased our first bike. So we will be running without traction control. If I lose it, I will be backing it up. But let's listen to this bike and try to get a decent start. Bogged it on the start. And there we go. Man, these things sound so good. They just scream. Listen to how high-pitched that is. All right, let's get that turn in, get on the brakes a little bit. Whoa! That thing just sends it around the corners. That feels great, but the brakes will take some getting used to there. Okay, let's get used to the bike now. We have a little bit of work to do with getting accustomed. We did get used to the Triumph pretty well. We did get our first win in the last episode. That was a lot of fun. Make sure to check that one out. I'm going to put it up in the info card right here, right now. But for the time being, we are really going to enjoy this race. Man, that front end is just... I'm not sure if it's connected. These 90s bikes definitely have a different feel, and it's amazing to me how this game captures that. All right, running in ninth now, trying to catch up to the leaders a little bit. Looks like a higher speed corner. That felt pretty good. And this bike, I'm very shocked by how low it gets in the corners. Let's run third person for a minute so we can try to see that. Feels a lot slower in third person, I'll be honest, but that's just a feature of third person racing. There we go, hitting the apex nicely. And getting on the brakes again, feeling how low. Wow. You can see we are knee down in this corner right now. Off-track excursion. No worries there. And we are approaching, I believe, the end of the first lap here. My first time running this track, but kind of get a feel for it after a while. It's also a minute 40 in. I'd be surprised if it's that long of a track. I'm starting to get the impression that these bikes rely a lot on momentum and being smooth. Much like the karts I used to race back when I was younger. But we're going to approach that start-finish line. Hopefully we can get some stars somewhere in this series. I don't have a feeling that it's going to be happening in this first race here, so make sure to stick around a little bit longer because this is going to be a great little series. I'm very excited for it. All right, let's bring it down and around. Oh, we nailed that first corner there. That felt a lot better. Could have tidied up the exit just a little bit more. Get on the brakes again and turn a little bit earlier. Still missing that corner. I need to get on the brakes a little bit earlier. I'm noticing that the braking line is not always accurate. Sometimes it'll give you a little bit too early or even a little bit too late of a braking zone. It can be a little treacherous every once in a while. I was messing around online, and yes, this game has a fantastic online feature with a friend of mine, and we were on Isle of Man, or North Ireland. It's not officially Isle of Man, I don't think, on Kawasaki H2s, and every once in a while you just throw it into the wall because the braking line was a little bit too late. That's just fine. Made for a lot of fun. We'll definitely bring some content soon for the multiplayer action. All right, on the brakes again. Finding our way around the circuit. Believe we are catching up to 8th place here. All right, I'm just focused. Oh, breaking loose there. I started running off track a little bit. That little grass on the edge of the curb really lost us a lot of traction on the entry. Oh, too soon on that long corner. Too soon on the gas. Nobody behind us. Nobody in front of us, at least nearby, I should say. Making for just basically time trial, racing against ourselves for a few minutes, trying to get a decent lap in. Here we go, finishing the race. It's only a 2-lapper. Let's bring it on across the finish line eventually here. I'll be honest, these bikes are a little slower than I expected, but man, they are going to take a lot to hone in the absolute craft of how to be quick. So, let's check the lap times. A 2:05 is pretty atrocious in comparison to all these other bikes. I'm going to take a very similar approach to the Triumph and go directly into upgrading this bike. But first, I have a special treat for you guys. We're going to switch up our gears a little bit and get into a different pace of racing as we take on that Desmosedici RR. Here we are at the Spanish mountains on the Ducati Desmosedici. I'm going to let everybody go ahead because I just want to hear this bike sing, see how it handles. We are on such a beautiful bike. Let's hear it. Oh, a little pop of a wheelie. We are really going to be challenged in this one. Oh, a full race bike in the Spanish mountains is going to be phenomenal. Let's really try to stick to the line on this one, make it a lot smoother. This is really a special treat for us here on the Election channel. Bringing it up the mountain, trying to carry as much speed as we can and not low-sided in the corners. It's going to be on much stronger tires with much stronger suspension, obviously, than any of the other bikes we have driven in the career mode. It's amazing how smooth this bike is. It's gentle, it's easy. I did not expect that from the Ducati. I expected it to be a little bit more raw here. Let's come down the mountain, nice and smooth. I just love the sound of this bike. I think this game might, I think this game might convince me to fall in love with Ducatis. It's not something was really fond of in the beginning of bikes. I really like the inline motors, but this bike feels incredible. I love the engineering, the cam situation for the Desmosedici that Ducati came up with and using all their bikes now, I believe. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But here we are, just making it down the mountain. This thing feels incredible. Let's just listen to this thing sing for a minute. Just absolutely brings that front wheel up without any trouble. Whoops, I was looking off in the wrong direction. You got to keep your eyes on the road here. Let's manage that wheelie there. It's not going over, which is really nice. Beautiful. As you can see, the ABS light is coming on rather often, but I'm still keeping traction control off for this one. Let's not lose it there. Oh, okay. A little bit too slow through that corner. We could do a lot better. Only 18 seconds behind the next guy in the pack. That's fine with us. We're cruising on our own. Just trying to enjoy a beautiful bike. I can tell each bike is going to teach me something completely new. It's incredible how this game captures the differences in bikes. The speed feels incredible. Oh, let's bring it through. There we go. And although it doesn't offer a ton of tracks, it offers the perfect variety since every track needs to be mastered. And it takes a lot of time to master each track. It's not like Forza where you could just hop in and expect 400 tracks because you know every single one. This one, even no matter how well you know it, it's still going to be tricky and challenge you and give you the thrill of a video game that you haven't felt since you were a kid. This all felt pretty good right here. Into this fast corner, I need to be a little bit later on the turn in. Oh, and the decreasing radius gets me every time. We improved by 2.5 seconds to catching up to the pack, but I'm going to back it up a little bit more. We got the late turn in. That felt really good, but we need to just ride the brakes for a second. Let's do that as we resume here. And don't worry about that little penalty. We got through the corner, but we have a lot to improve on that guy. It's a strange decreasing radius, high-speed corner that I'm just not quite vibing with naturally. We will definitely be getting it in the series, though. We just nicked the wall back there. No issue there, apparently, so here we go. Down the mountain, we are going to do that third-person view for this one. Oh, watch the flames. This bike is amazing. I'm very surprised there haven't been any low side wipeouts in this. But that just tells you how good the engineering of this bike is. I say the engineering, I know it's the video game's adaptation, but I feel like it's pretty accurate. Right into a lower speed corner up here. Slow it down, bring it around, not go on the gravel. That's pretty good. I really love the technical section of this track on the downhill here. All right, the slowest corner of the circuit. We miss it a little bit on the braking zone, make it just fine. I like that we can turn while wheeling. That's pretty fun. But we are really catching the guys up ahead. We've made it smoothly down the hill. Again, might have to increase that rider difficulty, the AI difficulty. But 5 seconds, well, 8 seconds total in one lap is quite an improvement, I believe. But there we are, finishing out our first race on a real race bike. Well, I mean, the 250 is as well, but we mean a modern one, of course. This thing is pristine. Now we are going to bring our attention back to that Suzuki, the beautiful two-stroke. We need to get it some upgrades, going straight into the customized settings to see what is available. I believe we're going to go straight to the Aero exhaust. I definitely want more out of it. 3,000, we don't have a lot of cash on us. This bike costs us a little bit up front, but we'll take that exhaust. The brakes definitely need some work. I know the pads are pretty cheap in this game, so we can probably afford those. 200 credits, absolutely. The discs, let's see what we could do. 2,000, I feel like that's a little steep for the budget we have. Suspension might be worthwhile, though. Let's see what's available here. And I might have to just downgrade, go for the $1,000 examples of suspension and discs. That might do it for us there. And we got to get right back into it. And here we are at Donington Park for a time trial event with the new Aero exhaust, new brakes and suspension. Let's see if this can help us out on a time trial. This would probably be a pretty fulfilling race for learning how to get this bike dialed in. And getting on the brakes, I felt pretty early there. Didn't really work out. So let's start that first lap, learn our way around together on Donington Park, a new track to me, and crossing that start line. We have 3 tiers of times, and something just incredible to me that I really enjoy is how widespread the lap times are on motorcycles between experts and novice. We have a 9-second gap there as I try to learn my way around the track and look at the top of the screen. into the braking zone again. I'm learning to brake a little bit earlier with this bike. It's working out really well right there. It's starting to feel a lot more natural when you get the braking right and get the lean angle correct. Again, this bike just falls over in comparison to that Triumph Street Twin we were racing earlier. All right, back on the brakes, bringing it around, and trying not to get too much speed wobble in that front end, because that's feeling pretty disastrous on some of these turn-ins. Thank God for ABS, which I know didn't ship with the bike, but let's not worry about that. Oh, that's feeling pretty good. Okay, this is not a terrible first lap, guys. Root for me here as we get through it. Beautiful. Okay, into another braking zone. Brake a little early. Seems to be the strong way around the tracks. A little chicane. Man, chicanes are tricky in this game. Here we go. Almost done with our first lap. I'm very curious to see what kind of lap time we are facing, since it didn't invalidate this one because of the off-track excursion at the beginning there. Looking pretty good. One corner left. Gonna make sure to brake a little early for it because I went off last time, that's for sure. Whoa! And we go for a low side. I'm really proud of this lap. I'm gonna back it up there, get rid of that low side, and that bike, you could see it just wiggled and gave me a little tank slapper mid-corner. Well, on entry, I suppose. I'll still get on those brakes a little bit later. Not quite doing it for me there. But again, let's just see what that lap time is. I'm going to have to grind a little bit to get that gold star. But right away, we are pretty close. Oh, we even achieved the silver star ranking. I am very excited for that. Looking pretty good. Let's just be smooth here. Come on. Yes. Nailed it in that first corner. That felt pretty good. Last time I was looking off screen to figure out through that corner. So that was much better this time around. And again, nice and early on the brakes, get nice and low, and ease it back onto that gas. We don't want to low side here at all. Traction control is off, so I need to be careful with that rear end. Feel it coming around sometimes. Getting a lot better rotation with traction control off as well. Oh, overcooking it through there. Come on. Overcooking it on the exit as well. Not too bad. Let's keep pushing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, the Suzuki. Don't low side. Made it through. I'm going to have to definitely do some work on Donington Park to learn my way around perfectly. Into a braking zone again. Into the chicane. Now that I know it's a chicane, it's feeling better. But man, I just saw we are running a little bit slower than our previous lap. We need to tidy these things up. And at the end of the day, this lap will be a 144. We're, man, still more than a second and a half off pace, almost 2 seconds off pace from what it should be for that gold star. I'm going to give it one more shot, and we're going to just have to maybe park it for a little while and upgrade the bike even further to get that third star. In the lap that felt like absolute gold, I only run 6/10, 7/10 slower than my best lap. That is hilarious. I think I messed up the chicane. This is such a tricky game. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. Now, guys, if you made it this far in the video, I want to tell you just on a personal note, I really appreciate you viewing it. I really enjoy making these videos for you. Make sure to like and subscribe to help support me. Make sure to comment down below if you made it to the end of the video. This has been a great first experience. We've got 3 episodes done. We are doing really well, and I just can't wait to keep bringing you guys more content. Thanks for sticking around, and take a look at the other videos if you haven't already.